We're here to present the salutatorian and valedictorian for Now, I didn't get to spend a lot of time with our salutatorian this year. You see, she just wasn't that kind of student that was sent to the assistant principal's office all that often. But I did find myself recently bragging quite a bit about her. She is someone that has really distinguished herself in a class that is outstanding, as you can see. When I talk about this student, I start off by talking about some of her classmates going to the top schools in the country. You know, we have students going to Stanford and Caltech, and the list goes on and on. Those students were not the salutatorian. This student is someone that has really distinguished herself, and not to take away or demean in any way the strength and the amazing accomplishments of all of these graduating students, but this student, in comparison, has really distinguished herself, and I would like you to join me in welcoming this year's 2015 salutatorian, Tess Straw. Mrs. Straw.
Okay, so I can't really recall the first conversation I had with your 2015 valedictorian. Yes! But I distinctly remember the second conversation. He approached me after school and said that he had a question about one of our school policies. All right, you know that's not an unusual statement coming from a student. However, his approach was different. He said it gently, respectfully, and it seemed as if he really wanted to understand the rationale behind the policy. So I listened to his concern, and after he was done, he said to me, "Do you happen to have any data related to the policy?" Okay, you know I was hooked with that, right? On that day, I just happened to have some data on my desk that related to the policy. I said, "Come on up, take a look." He went up to my office, he took a look at the data, he studied it a bit, he did a couple of calculations, and he looked up and he said, "I'm not sure, but this policy seems a bit illogical." You know he went ahead and explained his point of view beautifully, don't you? While he was doing so, I found myself grinning from ear to ear because I knew I was talking to that student. You know the student I mean, the inquisitive student with an open mind, the perceptive student with a critical habit of the mind, the objective student, the respectful student, and finally, the intellectual student who embodies the idea of humility. Your 2015 valedictorian has spent the next few years proving that he is that student.
Thank you. Faculty, distinguished guests, and fellow graduates. Today we celebrate our success as graduates of the Champs Class of 2015 and take the first step toward determining our future. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my mom and dad for bringing me up, giving me all the love and support I could ever ask for, and teaching me the importance of responsibility, integrity, and perseverance. As a class, we must thank Champs for pushing us to reach academic excellence, encouraging us to pursue our passions and goals, and providing us with the resources needed to succeed. We must thank our teachers for spending time and working above and beyond for the sole purpose of preparing us academically for our future. We must thank our fellow students for setting a high benchmark for others to reach. The class of 2015 is composed of many competitive students who gave nothing but the very best of their efforts every single day over the last 4 years. I would like to thank each and every one of you for pushing us all to do more, reach higher, and try harder. We all realize that education is the key which unlocks the door to opportunity and choice in life. We must thank each other for our friendship, support, and for the friendly spirit of competition which has pushed us each to the best of our ability. As a young child, I had the fortunate opportunity to visit underdeveloped countries and saw firsthand people with nothing more than a roof over their heads. Yet, they were happy, friendly, and outgoing. I found they approached life with an optimistic attitude, with gratitude, focusing on the blessings they had rather than what they didn't have. Last summer, I was lucky to travel to Malawi, Africa with Bill Don. And once again, I saw gratitude and personal happiness in situations where families had experienced illness, personal challenges, and tragedy. In many countries around the world, there is no quality free education, no access to books, and very limited access to learning. As we take this next step on our individual paths in life, I believe it's important to keep in mind where we came from rather than where we are going. Each and every one of us has faced struggles and overcome obstacles to get to where we are today. It's easy to focus on the short term, but we need to keep a long-term vision. As we prepare to tackle the next adventure and forge a new identity, it's tempting to want to let go of the memories of how we got here. Now, what we have today might not be here tomorrow, but what we don't have today, we might have in the future. We should never take for granted what we have. I wish us all the best as we take this next step. Never forget what brought us success here at Champs. Be true to yourself. Dare to be unique and different. Never forget to follow your passions and dream big. We can only achieve what we pursue in life. Never forget to remain focused, but don't be afraid to reach out to others if you need help. Have fun, but don't get distracted from your goals.
Yes. Yes.
Never forget to remain optimistic. We've all encountered obstacles on the path to success. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. We must not let a few stumbles in life force us to take another course. Let's get back up, dust ourselves off, and continue to pursue our goals.
Yes. Yes.
I will never forget the friendships developed and the support and assistance I've received from my classmates and all of my Champs teachers. And I will never forget the combined experiences we've all shared over the past 4 years. I will take pride in the accomplishments of our class, and I look forward to our collective achievements in the future. As we prepare to leave this auditorium here tonight, Let us commit to our class to keep our friendship strong. Within these walls are the people who know us best, our friends and our families. Together we have shared some of our first accolades and disappointments, our trials and also our achievements. We care about one another not in spite of our differences, but because of our differences. So as we prepare to tackle the next chapter in our lives, let us commit to remain available for each other. Because with one another, we don't have to be anything more than who we are. Here, tonight. Now let's take a moment to celebrate our success. And don't ever forget that the class of 2015 rocks, baby!
Lion.